are some of the other cats in the biz, big time or not, that you feel like are some of the hardest working people out there that deserve the credit, deserve the respect, deserve the acclaim that they have for simply putting in enough work and not trying to, you know, counteract other people's efforts, not trying to build themselves up just by bringing down others. Hardest working cats out there. Give me a few.
Wow. I would definitely say E40, he is very dynamic and he works hard. He puts in the work, so everything he gets, he deserves. He probably deserves even more than what he's got right now. He started from independent, showed us how to independent grind to go worldwide, you know. So E40 definitely DJ Quick, because Quick, he produces musical scores, movies, you know what I'm saying, rock, like I said, R&B, everything he does in there. You know, I like a lot of these hard workers out there. And Young Jeezy, I like Young Jeezy. He's a a person that's worked hard from the ground up. He did his homework, and everything he touches, you know, is pretty much good. So Young Jeezy, them are three people I can say right off the bat that I know just work, you know, very, very talented. And Eminem, you know, I'm gonna say Eminem all day, you know, but I'm biased. You already know that's my favorite, and I think he's the greatest behind Tupac. You already know that. So with those type of legacies, you know, and that work ethic that they have, I think you should learn from them. They didn't try to get over on nobody and everything. They went out there and did the groundwork, hustled, and then they continue to make great music that's relevant, or produce and make stuff that's relevant. So I would say them four come to my mind right off the top of my head.
What do you think about, you know, West Coast cats specifically that are the most established, or people would say quintessential West, Snoop,
right,
Gang? These cats, you put them in the same categories as some of the people you just mentioned?
I would say,
or you think they're even in another category?
I would say definitely Snoop. I would put him in that category because he's made himself into a brand, and that's hard to do, you know. When you think of Snoop, you don't just think of him as a rapper no more. You think of him as a brand where he can do basically anything. We came to accept him as a household name or worldwide, so I would put Snoop there. Game, not yet. You know, I think he makes great music, and he's a very, very dope lyricist. I think he's one of the best lyricists that we've had in the game, you know, but I don't put him in that same position as them yet. He's not up there yet. He's not up there on the level with a Snoop or Eminem, you know, or E40 yet or something like that. Because those three have did it for years. They did it for 20 years, you know, or 10 years. You know, they did it, and then they stopped out any competition or any stuff. You know, they went through trials to be able to go through that. So I just think his longevity hasn't been there yet, but he's on his way to be one of the best. You know, so I like Game, you know, but I just think he's not there yet.
Shout out to Big Uncle Snoop Dogg. Get out your boy, man. Let's get a Soul Cold Snoop Dogg interview going on.
Yeah,
what?
I feel you. Mr. Versatility over here.
For real, Snoop, I ain't playing. Get out your man Soul Cold. But from LA to the Bay, let's talk about the Bay Area for a minute, because I know you got love for the Bay also. We head a little north from LA up to, you know, Frisco, Sacktown, you know, the whole Bay Area. I know you got love for them. What do you feel about the Bay Area?
You know, I love the Bay. Mr. Your area. What's up to E40? No, I love the Bay. They're inventive. They got their own culture. You know, and they start their own movement. They like straight hustlers. I love the Bay for everything they do. They're so inventive and they inspire me so much. But I get tired of hearing people say stuff like, Too Short is old news. And do you really get tired, or aren't you tired of hearing E40, Mr. Ye Area? I mean, then they come back and they hit you with another hit. And I love it. It's a banger. They hit you with another hit. Then you like, wait a minute, I forgot about the Bay. You cannot sleep on them. They're inventive. Like I said, they inspire me. Inspiring in so many ways. I said inspiring, but inspiring in many ways. So, Ye Area, I always got love for y'all. You know, keep doing your thing, E40, and they got so many up-and-coming people. You may not hear about them, but they doing their thing. They got a whole movement out there, a whole culture, and they grinding, they hustling, they get their money. So keep doing your thing. I'm always let them bake.
You get hypey?
I get hypey.
You get hypey?
Get hypey. Ghost riding.
Raj Hills get hypey. Ghost riding out the frame. Now, Raj, tell me. There's a lot of things being said, or a lot of things being thought unfairly about what goes on out here on the West. Most specifically, a lot of people are under the impression that certain artists are literally carrying the coast. Whether it be Dre, whether it be Snoop, whether it be, you know, E40 and everybody in the hyphy movement or whatever. And, you know, people speculate on this and that, who's carrying the West Coast, and that's unfair. I know you think that's unfair. So what do you think about this unfair pressure being put on certain artists that may or may not be having to carry the coast?
You already know how I feel on that. I feel it's very unfair in that situation. I feel like people got this mentality like, oh, Dre is the savior and everything's gonna be okay. Really? I think that's unfair to put that type of pressure on him where he cannot be creative enough, you know, or anybody for that matter, to put that much pressure on him to say, carry the load for the West Coast, we make it because you make it, or you gotta have your name out. Why don't we have other artists generate, you know, their own buzz? You know, why don't we get out there and work hard? Don't say that he has to make this type of sound. Don't say that, you know, it's up to you. You know, I feel that's unjust pressure to any man. Let a person be creative when they make music, you know. That goes for Quick, that goes for Dre, that goes for E40, anybody, you know, let them be able to do that. They shouldn't be stuck in a sound, you know, that we want them to be, for it to be West Coast, to say, if you do this way, they'll accept our sounds. You know, go out there and make your own buzz, make your own creativity, make your own sound, your own music. Don't put that pressure on nobody. Nobody should have to be your savior. That should not be that way, you know. If he wants to make music, or any one of the artists want to make music that sound a little East or Midwest, or something that you're not accustomed to do from here in the West, as long as it's a hit, they still putting that on as the West. They still wearing that same armor, and it's the West Coast. When they look at it, they're gonna say that artist is from the West. So I just feel it's unjust and unfair for you to be able to say, or for some people to say, they have to do the music this way. Why not just make hits? Why not just make quality music? And I think that's the only part I don't like. Don't make them have to hold the burden for everybody. You know, it's other artists out here, and I'm a quality artist, and that's a lot of other quality artists here. So that's really my opinion on that. But the rest of y'all keep making great music. Dre, keep making your music. Quick, keep making your music. You know, it's appreciated. Do you? Don't worry about the naysayers.
Now let me ask this guy real quick. Something that is, you know, is a very complex question, yet very simple. A lot of people are rising real fast and then crashing and falling real hard because simply they are too arrogant, too down on others, thinking that for some strange reason they got this false sense of entitlement that they are for some reason so much better than everybody else right out of the gate. What's good with the rise and quick fall of these cats is way too arrogant.
I agree with you on that. You know, I don't like that. I love hard work. I feel that you got to have confidence, extreme confidence in everything you do to be able to accomplish and succeed in things. But I just don't like the arrogant part, the part where they feel like they're better than people, where they have this mentality like, oh, I'm the best thing since Jesus, really? I'm like, wow, so it takes something like major for them to fall and then it get humble, to bring them down to earth. And then they want our sympathy, you know. I don't feel like you gotta knock another man to reach your goals, you know. Like, I'm not even dissing Rick Ross, but I'm gonna speak on this one. Like, I don't like the way he used racial epithets towards Eminem, you know, to try to knock him down on that because he's trying to get a 50 Cent. Don't do that. I mean, you're already a talented artist. You already got game. You ain't got to go there with it, you know, like that. And it's not just him. I don't want to just knock him. You know, you think it's other people. It don't matter what the race or nationality. They knocking each other to try to step on somebody and step on a stone. Don't do that. Just go out there and get yours, you know. And I feel that that's the mind. They're thinking they're so much better. They want to be called the greatest, but they're not, you know. Jay-Z, I respect you as, you know, a great artist, but you're not Hov, you're not God, you know, that's just me, you know, but I think you're one of the best of all time, you're just not God, you know, but that's the only thing I feel like that, the humbleness on there, but I respect what they're doing, and if it wasn't for them giving the blueprint, speaking on him, you know, and other artists like that, like Cube and Jay, you know, and M and all that, we wouldn't be able to have that, but I just feel like the arrogance and everything, I don't feel that that's needed and everything. That's why I like Eminem so much, because he is the best in there. He's ate up everybody I've just said, but you seem humble. You don't gotta say it. It's like when like in the Bible says that if you're already that great, then you ain't really gotta say it. Everybody sees it. So I don't feel you gotta knock another man to do that, you know, to show how great you are.
Getting religious with RAJ HILLS in Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I gotta ask you something that is very near and dear to my heart personally. Check this one out. So like I said, our next question for Raj is one that is so near and dear to my heart, and you're gonna have to excuse my man for a second. Somebody just came up and asked for an autograph. Hang on though, 1 second, we'll get it back. Raj, come here. Back over. All right. Hazard's being a star, you know, we get stuff like this all the time. It's Hollywood, baby. It's what we do. As I said, a topic that's near and dear to my heart. As a radio executive producer and host myself, I gotta gauge this man's opinion on whether or not radio at all, or as a whole, out here on the West, is treating artists fairly. If anybody is representing strictly good material, regardless of independent or big-time major labels, or is it all just politics and money about labels buying their artist radio spots. Is anybody treating artists fairly? Or is anybody hosting out here holding it down for the little guy as well as the major?
Well, first off, before I even start with the majors and everything, I got to give it up to the man that presents the newest and truest of independent music. You know, Soul Co on 99.3 KCLA. Yeah. You can just send your music to him, and he'll represent for all you independent artists. So hit him up, Soul Co. You know what I'm saying? So definitely.
What about the majors, though?
The majors, we can go to the majors. It's a couple people that come to mind and everything. You know it's politics, but it's a couple people that come to mind that I do like. I would say like Big Boy or Ryan Seacrest. Ryan Seacrest is a straight, hustler. I love Ryan Seacrest on that. He's a go-getter. He don't pass no checks, and that's what California about. We go-getters, hustlers. So Ryan Seacrest, I got to give it up to him. I appreciate that. He go out there and go get it. So, I aspire to do stuff like that. Go out there and go get what you want. You get your goals. Create your own foundation. And Big Boy, I like him because, he just started off, straight out the hood and everything. Then he was out there, he branched out to movies. He's got health problems, he's been struggling. But now he's in a position where he's at and everything like that. And that's the only way you can do that as a go-getter. So I think they represent the West Coast on that part because they go-get it and everything. Now, going into the politics of radio, of course, is politics of radio. Money is exactly is what you hear in most of these artists and everything. It's not like you getting the best music is because they paid to play that music. So I keep it real with you on that is I don't think they have the most quality music. Sometimes you hear that stuff and you're like, man, this is garbage, but it's really quality artists that they're not letting get in there because of the pay and everything like that, or different stuff or different favors. But that's part of the business. It's been that way for a long time. The only difference I think is that they should allow some of these artists that aren't signed to big labels that have quality music and everything, allow them to be on the radio. Even if it's only a few of them, it doesn't have to be you let everybody in there. But if it's a few of them and everything that have the smart business sense, have good character, and making great quality music, why not give them that platform to have their music heard worldwide or in that region and everything like that? Because now you're building a artist, or you helping build an artist that is going to get back, that's going to understand the business and everything like that, and still produce quality. So you're not losing your name on that. I'm ready. I'll bring you that quality music. There's a lot of other artists, given that chance that they can do that. So on that, I think it is politics in play, but I think they can change it. And the heavier the host is and the bigger pool that they got, that they can help change it. They say they want that record play, they can go to the music director or the radio station and get it played.
That's what's really good. Holding it down, talking about West Coast radio with Raj Hills on that point right there. When it comes to the independent, Soul Co, yours truly. When it comes to the big times, Big Boy. Shouts out to Big Boy. The new book is off the chain, big man, for sure. And then Seacrest, like you said, a straight hustler. You know what, Seacrest? I don't like you, but I respect you.
Exactly. You gotta respect. On the leg, Hollywood sound like with